Hi, welcome to Mr. Douglas's Math Channel. Today, we are going to be tackling the wonderful, exciting world of integers. What's an integer? Well, we will find out shortly. And in an extension section, we're going to take a look at some very specific integers focusing on absolute value. Are you ready? All right, here we go.
Okay, so here we go. We're going to be talking about integers, and we should probably have a definition right now. So integers are pretty cool. They're basically what we would say are whole numbers, and that might not really help you. So let's think of what they are not. They are not fractions. So does that kind of help? So they're whole numbers, they're not fractions, and it does include 0. Okay, now we have two different types. We have positive integers, and we have the opposite, negative integers. Okay, so that gives us some idea of what integers are, but what does it visually actually look like? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's take a look. And to do this, we're going to use a number line. So a number line is an awesome tool, and I think it always helps. So number line is awesome. Now, if you're a student and you're copying down notes, well done. You don't need to copy that one down, but it is pretty cool. So here's our number line. You may have seen number lines before. Well, number lines is like a journey. And you can kind of start on a number line wherever you are. But in the entire universe, yes, the entire universe, we start at 0. And 0 is right in the middle of everything. When we go to the right on the number line, we are looking to the right of 0. We're looking at the positives. And when we go this way, whenever we move right, we're really talking about adding. And on the other side of the number line, from 0, these are negatives. And for the most part, whenever you go left on a number line, we're talking about subtracting. Okay, so let's go and put some things on a number line, shall we? So when we're on a number line, let's get a nice pink one here. Here's a number line. And we'll put 0 here just for fun. Boom. So I'm going to put down some equally spaced out dashes, and we'll call this like 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, here's the interesting thing. When you go backwards, you start counting the exact same way. We start counting 1. Here, I'll draw the lines right now. We start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But it can't be the same. No, these are negative ones. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, and negative 5. To put it in like a superhero kind of thing, every number has an opposite. So if you had, and maybe no, Batman wouldn't be on the negative side, right? Batman would be on the positive side. So if you had Batman, what would the opposite be to Batman? Well, the opposite, of course. Come on, let's put our superhero hats on. It'd be the Joker. Negative, right? So they'll have the opposites. Let's take a look at those. So the opposite to negative 1 would be positive 1. The opposite to negative 3 would be positive 3. And now the really, really awesome thing, a fun fact, if you add the opposites together, you always get 0. They kind of cancel each other out. It provides balance to the universe. So for every 3, there's a negative 3. For every 2, there's a negative 2. And that's how the number line works. Now, if we want to go and compare different things, because math people love comparing. So let's say you had to go and compare some things from the number line. So goodbye, number line, goodbye. So we'll need some symbols. And our symbols are going to be using the inequality symbols. Inequality symbols. And these are classic symbols. We have the very famous greater than. So this is greater than. And we also have the less than symbol. Now we also can add something to it. So if we had the greater than symbol and we went and added a little line below it, this would become greater than or equals to. So it would become greater than or equals to. And same goes for the less than. This would be less than or equals to. That little line on the bottom is like half an equal sign. So that's why we kind of call it that way. And we can use these symbols to make comparisons. And I'm probably going to guess, I'm going to read your mind right now, that if you had a teacher already show you this, that they used the very famous crocodile. Ah, yes, the crocodile. The crocodile who has teeth and likes to eat numbers. Sometimes he even goes, roar, roar. Do crocodiles roar? I don't know. I don't know if crocodiles roar. Okay, so they probably use crocodiles, right? And that just kind of represented that this likes to eat things. What does it like to eat? It likes to eat the bigger number. Simple as that. It's nothing more confusing than just that. So here's a box. Here's a box. I'm going to put a couple numbers beside the box. I'm going to put 7 and I'm going to put 5. Okay. Now, if I asked you, if you were a crocodile and you were hungry, which one would you eat? 7 or 5? You would say the crocodile would eat that. Wouldn't you? You absolutely would. And what would you say? You would say, you would read this as 7 is greater than 5. 7 is being eaten by 5. 7 is greater than 5. If you look at the opposite, though, if you read it from the 5's point of view, so if you're reading this from the 5's point of view, so if you're the 5 and you're looking at that symbol, and you're looking at it, you would say 5 is less than 7. 5 is less than 7. So it really does depend on which way you're looking at it from. If I was to write that, it would kind of go and look like this. So if I did it this way, if I put the 5 on the other side, and the 7 over here, and then I put the symbol here, of course, the alligator is still eating the 7, right? I've just turned it around. You would read this if you were reading it from left to right. If you're reading it this way, you would say 5 is less than 7. Okay. So alligators like to eat bigger numbers. Absolutely. So if we had to go and order a whole bunch of them now, so if we had to go and kind of show that and kind of do that, say we had 3 and we had, I don't know, 7 and we had 1. And I said, go put the symbols in there to make this true. Okay, you would say, which is bigger, 3 or 7? You'd say, oh, the 7, right? So 3 is less than 7, but 7 is greater than 1. That's how you would go and fill that in. 3 is less than 7, and 7 is greater than 1. Okay, so the alligator basically eats the bigger number. But we haven't started talking about the negative numbers. What about the negative numbers? Remember on that number line? Remember on the number line? Where we said, here's 0, and here's, I don't know, let's say this is lucky number, we'll stay with 7. I like 7s. And over here, say -8. Which one would be bigger? Well, let's make a rule, shall we? Okay, let's go make a rule. So what's the rule going to be? Our rule is going to be this. So first, let's say this is rule. This is important. This is where you break out the colors in your notes. Here's the rule. The bigger number So the bigger number is always on the right side of the number line. On the right side of the number line. Always. Always, always, always. Keyword there, on the right side. So you just look at it and say, where is it? Let's go and try that rule out. So let's just say we had to go and say, which one's bigger? 7 or -2? 7 or -2? Well, just think about it. Where on the number line are these things? So here's 0. And here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7. Remember when we went to the left of 0, it's -1, -2, -3, etc., etc. So which one is more on the right-hand side of the number line? Well, 7 is. Yay! So we would say 7 is greater than -2. Okay, pretty cool. Let's take a look at another example. So here's another example. I love giving examples. So here's another one. Which one is bigger? -99 or 3? Oh, but 99 is a giant number, isn't it? I mean, there's 2 9s there. It's also the number of Wayne Gretzky. Who's Wayne Gretzky? He's the greatest hockey player ever to play. And he's Canadian. So he's pretty cool. There's my Maple Leaf. I might be a little bit biased about Canadian stuff. But it doesn't matter because this would be on a number line way on the left, -99. Here's 0. Remember, the positives are all over here. So no matter what, the 3 is way over there. So we would say -99 is smaller, less than 3. We could also say 3 is greater than -99. You could say it either way. And we have to get used to kind of saying that. So there you have it. Comparing positive and negative integers.
Now, in this section, we're going to be taking a look at some numbers on the other side of the number line. Or are they? We're going to be looking at absolute value. Let's get going.
So let's talk about absolute value. Absolute value. And this is one of my favorite things to talk about. And I want you to think about being in jail. Yes, being behind bars. You're behind bars. You've done something wrong. Remember, never do things wrong because you don't want to go to jail. You'll be sad. Okay, so no jail for you. But we're going to use the idea of bars when we're talking about absolute value. So I'll refer to these as bars. So the absolute value symbol, so the actual symbol is 2 bars. Just like this. It's not an 11. It's 2 distinct bars. They're taller than 1s, but they look kind of interesting. If I was to put a number between the bars, it would look like this. There. And you can put lots of things between the bars. You can put numbers and equations and all sorts of things. For us, we're going to put down integers in the bars. Cool. We're going to stick them in there. Now we're going to give you a rule. The rule is this for absolute value. Here we go. Whenever a integer, actually, you know what? We won't say that. We'll say whenever a number. Did I just ruin your notes? I'm sorry. Whenever a number leaves the bars, it becomes positive. There. It's like magic. It's like you're a magician And there's your little wand. Ding. Whenever it leaves the bars, it becomes positive. What am I talking about? Well, let's just see. Using examples is always a great thing. So here is 5. If 5 was to jump out of the bars, woo, like that, it would become positive. It already is positive, so that's easy. It's 5. Now, let's say you had, I don't know, let's say you had -2. And -2 went and jumped out of the bars. Woo! It would become positive. Yay, it's now +2. Yes. That was magic, wasn't it? Magic. Or was it? No, it wasn't magic. There is no magic in math. I'm sorry. We can actually give you a definition of what absolute value is. So while I gave you the rule, I kind of gave you the rule from kids. What absolute value is the distance from 0 on a number line. On a number line. That's actually what absolute value is. So what do you mean? What do you mean by that? Well, if I asked you, so here's a number line. See, that's why it's like cars, because I'm making car sounds. There we go. Do you guys notice the cars background when you guys looked at the video? I still don't know what the guys' names are. The little red car. The red car seems really famous, though. He's always like leading the pack. I like the green car, though. Green car looks pretty cool. Okay, so here's some numbers. So let's go and say you had some absolute value bars, and I put 3 in there. Okay, absolute value of 3. And I want to know, so I want to know what's the absolute value of 3. I'm asking you, how far away is 3 from 0? So here's 3 on the number line. I want to know how many spaces is it away from 0. Let's count. 1, 2, 3. It's 3 spaces away from 0. Woo! So the absolute value of 3 is 3. Okay, so far so good. But let's say I had this. Let's say, what's the absolute value of -4? Okay, so where's -4 on the number line? 1, 2, 3, 4. So here's -4. There's -4. How far away is it from 0? Let's count. 1 space, 2 space, 3 space, 4 spaces. So the absolute value of -4 is 4. It's 4 spaces away from 0. That's really what you're talking about for absolute value. How far away is it from 0? And you always count towards that to see and just count and to see where it is. The kind of kid rule is simply make it positive once the number leaves. That's so important. It has to leave the bars. And I'll give you one little example, and then it'll be done. And this kind of gets pretty, I'll put a little star. Always do the math. Do the math in the bars first. Boom. Okay, always do the math. So, for instance, watch this one. This is a great example. Example, boom, e.g., here we go. I got some great absolute value bars. I'm going to put some numbers in there. I'm going to put down -2 plus -2 plus 5. Okay. -2 plus 5. What's the answer going to be? What's that going to equal? Well, I'll tell you the common kid mistake. So the KKM, the common kid mistake, my KKM, if you're wondering why I call it the common kid mistake, hopefully you're laughing right now. And just think about that for a while. Common kid mistake. And I'm spelling it with a K. If you don't get it, you can email me. Or leave a comment down below. A lot of kids do this. They go and say, oh, okay, I need to turn this into a positive number. So -2 is 2. Yay. 5 is that, so -2 plus 5, I can do this. And they say the answer is 7. 7, that is the answer, Mr. Douglas, I'm so happy. Well, that's wrong. That would make you very sad. Sad. You would cry. Where's my tears? I need tears. There's the tears. They're crying. Okay. Always do the math inside it. So you have to say, what's -2 plus 5? What's negative 2 plus 5? So here's my bars. I'm going to do that work in here. So we haven't talked too much about how to add negative and positive numbers. But negative 2 plus 5, I'm going to give it away right now. The answer is 3. Okay, so if a 3 was to jump out of the absolute value bars, whoo, you would say the absolute value would be 3. And you would be absolutely correct. You would be happy. You would be like, woohoo, let's party. Yay, there's my party hat. And you're all excited and that kind of stuff. So always do the work inside the bars first before taking absolute value. There we go. There you have it. Hope you enjoyed.
Thanks everybody for tuning in to another edition of Math with Mr. Douglas. Hopefully you learned a little bit about integers and absolute value. You can always go and subscribe right down there, over there, and also you can check out a playlist. Hopefully that will all help you in your journey in math. Until next time, have a great day.